What's going on, guys? JPP Duel here. Hope you guys are enjoying your Wednesday. And for today's matchup, we have a Prank Kids versus a branded Despia matchup with me as the prankster going first. Now, if you guys look at my current hand, I do not have any hand trap negates, but I do have a bunch of spell and trap cards that could potentially allow me to push past my opponent's turn if they are activated successfully in case our opponent does hand trap us. Now, when I'm going through my combo, my opponent does not hand trap me whatsoever. I get my full butler combo. Now, when I say that your opponent does not hand trap you, especially in this meta, if you are in a mid to high diamond game, I would say they most likely are on an Eldritch build. Uh, this meta is basically Flu, back row, branded Despia, Eldritch, and some other weird stuff in there, but that's basically what everyone is playing, especially with the toxic tech, which is the numbers evil plus into the Rongo and sales ban into calling out Rongo. That is just extremely toxic. So once I'm doing this combo, I'm thinking I still do want to go through my Roxys. I want to get my Roxy's Banner Shop to draw into a card. And doing that, why I did that is because, again, against an Eldritch players, the heartbeat is extremely crucial. But since I am playing 3 copies of Twin Twisters, I thought in case the opponent is playing Eldritch, we could still somehow push past his turn, because usually Eldritch players they just set 5 pass. So if you go into your Butler combo before they end their turn, or you go into your Roaster combo, you can guarantee, if you go into your Weather Washer combo, excuse me, you can guarantee a Roaster on the field on your turn. So you're okay with that as well. Roaster being your heart piece on your turn or your opponent's turn, and Twin Twister to help clear out any floodgates. So that's the reason why I'm banishing out the Harpy's Feather Duster at this point and keeping the Twin Twisters in my hand. With that, we set down all our cards and we end our turn. Now, the other reason for keeping Twin Twister over Harpies is that Twin Twister can be activated during the opponent's turn as well. You just have to pitch one card from your hand, you get 2 card destructions on your opponent. So if you know what cards your opponent might be setting, you can destroy them. Pretty easy compared to the Harpy's Feather Duster, which only activates on your turn and which can be Solemn Judgmented, because after they set down the Solemn Judgment, obviously they can activate it on your turn. So that's the whole reason for the Harpy's pitch over the Twin Twister's pitch. With that, we get a card draw with our Prank Kids Recycle. We activate Bow Wow on the opponent's draw phase. Pretty standard Prank Kids stuff. Then the opponent goes into main phase. Turns out he is playing branded Despia. He's not playing any back row sets. And with this, my chat said if I were UJ, we would pop this card. And I was agreeing with them 100%. Because we have an imperm on the field. What imperm does is that if the opponent goes into branded fusion, they go into Lubellion, you imperm the Lubellion. But if branded lost is on the field, you cannot imperm the Lubellion. So you cannot even target the Lubellion in the chain that the branded lost activates once it comes up. So that's the reason why I'm activating Twin Twister, pitching a copy of Lamb-Seas from my hand, which is an extra copy, and pop the branded lost. That way, once he goes into brand fusion, puts the Lubellion on the field, we could just imperm out the Lubellion and be done with this combo. So he goes into Allure, he draws 2 cards, he banishes Allure from his hand, normals out Allure search for the branded fusion, and then he activates branded fusion. It was at this point where he goes into Lubellion is where you want to activate the imperm and negate out the Lubellion. He pitches a chain from his hand, chains blocks with the tragedy that he threw in the graveyard from the branded fusion as well, and there it is, there's the imperm. Now a quick tip for you guys, if you are playing the deck list in the way that I'm playing the deck list, do not ever shotgun skill drain, okay? You wanna hold on to your skill drain for as long as possible, because skill drain, even though it does not affect Prank Kids, it means that you cannot go into your Nightmare Access Code combo or your Boral Sword combo. I mean, you can, but they're not going to be active. There's just going to be 2.3k bodies on the field or 3k body on the field, and that's it, which is already the job of Butler. Butler can still Raigeki after you put it on the field after skill drain. So you want to hold on to skill drain for as long as possible. Only activate it when you really need to activate it and negate out something your opponent does. So big tip to you guys on that if you guys are planning to play prank kids with skill drain. So we imperm out the Lubellin. Another thing is that if you have skill drain active on the field, imperm is just a useless card afterwards, because skill drain active on the field means that any face-up card your opponent has, which are monsters, are negated. And if it's negated, you cannot imperm that card again. So imperm basically becomes a dead card on the field as long as skill drain becomes activated. So you can use your Roxy's to banish out the imperm if you are thinking you are going to pop the skill drain on your opponent's turn. So keep that in mind as well when you are playing the game. So the chain gives him the Fright for Patchwork, pretty standard stuff. He goes into Poly, Poly into Chimera, and Chimera comes in the field. Now since he used a Poly to go into Chimera, that means this card cannot be targeted anymore because of the Poly in the graveyard. And this card will give him one card pop on the field. It was at this point where he activates all his graveyard activations and field activations that we pop open our skill drain. So skill drain gets popped open at this point and it resolves. The opponent has nothing. So skill drain goes through, ad libitum puts the Lubellium back on the field. We're okay with that. Chimera gets negated and we go into our Pandemonium, into our Butler. Now keep in mind, Pandemonium is only activable during main phase. The opponent was trying to go into battle phase, so obviously we have to Pandemonium go into our Butler. But now what you're about to see, you might think it's a misplay, but it's not a misplay. Trust me, I'll explain why I'm doing it the way I'm doing it. Now since skill drain's active on the field, that means if you use your Butler and banish your Meowmoo, it's not going to go through. Your Butler will be face-up attack on the field. That means skill drain does negate it. Now this you guys might see it as a huge misplay, but no, you guys are like, if you guys know, you guys know. I do have the Nemesis Corridor in my hand. That means I could activate Corridor on my turn, recycle my Meowmoo, and go into my full Prank Kids combo again. That is the biggest reason, and potentially the only reason, I'm pitching my Meowmoo from my graveyard to my banishment pile, even though I know my Butler is negated. So with this, we get our graveyard activations, we heal, we burn, we pitch a card, we get our 2 copies of Dropsies on the field. Now the opponent goes into battle phase, and at this point, we pop our Butler. You do not want to pop your Butler in main phase, no sir, you want to pop your Butler in battle phase against these decks if you have skill drain active on the field, because if you pop it during main phase and they have some sort of combo extension, you are out of luck. So you want to pop it during battle phase, so that way, once battle phase passes through, your own cards stay secure on the field. So these are your combo starter cards now. They stay secure on the field. If the opponent does stuff in main phase 2 and cannot deal with the cards in the field, you have a guaranteed combo on your next turn. So that's the whole reason you want to pop Butler during battle phase. My opponent sets down 2 cards, passes his turn. We're okay with that. I draw into another Imperm, pretty useless card at this point. So the first order of business is going into Totally Awesome. So negate out 1 card effect, monster effect, something that your opponent does. Then we activate the Corridor, recycle the Meowmoo, get the Colossus on the field, and with the fancies that's left on the field, we start going into our combo. Now I special out Roxy's on the field at this point because again, I told you guys, this card is a useless card in your hand as long as Skill Drain becomes active on the field. So you can banish out this card to maybe draw into something much better. Lancia, not that great against branded Despia, but that's okay. So at this point, I don't know if you guys are seeing it. I knew I had lethal at this point. The opponent's down at 200 life points. And so we tribute Doodle-Doo, target our copy of Dropsies plus the Pandemonium, add them to our hand. We activate Pandemonium, go into Weather Washer or Rocket Ride, your call. The only reason we're doing this is to lethal our opponent with the Lamseys burn. We have not activated Lamseys this turn at all. So Lamseys, it goes through. We're just chain blocking with Rocket Ride. It's a muscle memory. It's not a BM. Don't take it the wrong way. It's a muscle memory for me to chain block. And at the end of the combo, the Lamseys burns the opponent for 500, and that is game over. That's going to be it for today's game, guys. If you guys do enjoy this kind of videos, please consider hitting the like button, subbing to my channel for more daily Prank Kid video uploads. And if you guys are interested in the live version of all of this, I do live stream on Twitch, twitch.tv/jpbduel. Link along with my schedule and a link to my Discord will be in the video description itself for you guys to check out. This is JPBduel signing out for today. I'll be seeing you all in the next video. Peace!